I mean, just to get the context, so currently, is everyone aware of the skill development, like how our skill development and a vocational training work? Because we have tried to, the way we have tried to structure today's is that just to give that, let's say in a training and a vocational training program, how you can leverage Chatbot. Okay, I think let's do one. We'll start with the demo and then maybe we can cover these questions later. Okay, so hi everyone, my name is Sunandan. I'm the founder of Dhwani Rural Information Systems. With the screen recording, just take and this one. Okay, yes. Is it visible now to everyone?
Yes, yes.
Okay. So I'll just maybe take 2-3 minutes just to talk about the Dhwani as an organization, and then we move to the chatbot part. So I am one of the founder of Dhwani RIS, and we are a tech for good organization. We work with these social purpose organizations and see where we can bring technology that will help them to do their work better in terms of the program delivery, operational efficiency. So we build a lot of IT solutions around the programs. And roughly these are the four kind of systems we build. So either we will be building around some data collection systems, storing, collecting some data on the ground, storing it, processing it, and then management information systems, dashboards, M&E and impact assessment solutions. We are a 5-year-old, 5.5-year-old organization. The team of 66 people based on Gurgaon, and we work in the larger social development ecosystem space. When I so it means NGOs, government, CSR, philanthropies, and see that how technology can enable them in their program delivery. And when I say there are two kind of when I say software, so one is at a project level software and then is at an organization level software. Today we are going to talk about Glific, which is a WhatsApp chatbot, but in general there are other 4-5 platforms which I've been working on. So one is the M Grant, which is a grant management system from donor perspective. M-Form is a field data collection platform. M-Learn is a learning management system. Fund Impact is also an interesting open source platform for non-profits to manage their donors. Because nowadays with the increasing donor ecosystem space, so one NGO is managing multiple donors. So maybe an effective system for an NGO to manage their funds, donors, and donor commitments. So the LFA which they have with the donor. So one central place to keep all their project data and also financial reporting to the donors. So we are now working on the Tally integration piece so that the data from the Tally, because most of the NGOs use Tally for their accounting. So we are trying to integrate Tally with the Fund Impact system, and then from Fund Impact, the templates, donor-specific templates, financial reporting templates can be downloaded from the Fund Impact, and then it can be shared with their respective donor. So that is the Fund Impact platform, and I think now coming to the WhatsApp chatbot platform. From a just education, I mean, thing just giving education and these some organizations have been working the last 5 years, and if you see, it's a mix of CSR foundations, it's a mix of government advisory firms like PwC, Deloitte. It also has some NGOs like Bright Future or Pradhan or Seva, AKRSP, and it has some multilaterals like UNICEF, GIZ, World Bank. So depending upon the requirement, we either build custom solutions or we use one of these platforms out of which Fund Impact and Glific is those platforms. Coming to the specific Glific part, so there are 3 parts to it. So one is the whole chatbot platform itself. Other is tech implementation support, because platform itself cannot meet the entire needs, and you need support services around it, and then certain advisory services. So I would say advisory service is something wherein you have a use case and you want to know that whether a chatbot is relevant for me or not, or how it is going to help me. So that is the part of the advisory services. Then it's a platform, and third is when you have like developed or configured your chatbot, then the implementation support, rollout and implementation support. Just to give you a brief, though we'll jump to the use case of it, but just to give a context of WhatsApp as a platform is that WhatsApp has now opened up their APIs, which is essentially mean is that just to give you context, let's say today if I book a ticket on, if I book a movie ticket or a flight ticket, I get a WhatsApp that okay, this is your flight details. Or let's say if I do a banking, so a lot of banks have now are providing support services through chatbot. So why it is possible is because WhatsApp has now opened up their system so that other companies can come and use WhatsApp as a delivery for or engaging with their customers. So if the businesses can use it, the similar way the social sector organizations can also leverage WhatsApp. And Glific is one of that platform which integrates with WhatsApp. So we should not confuse Glific is a WhatsApp chatbot platform, because Glific is a separate platform. WhatsApp is one of the delivery channel, and then tomorrow we can have Twitter also. We can have Telegram also integration built into the Glific. So just to want to maintain the context. So we should not mix. Glific is WhatsApp chatbot. WhatsApp chatbot is one of the interfaces on which Glific works. Uh, okay. Second thing is that WhatsApp has the policies which they have opened. WhatsApp is not a marketing platform. So WhatsApp has restricted that you cannot use it the way we use SMS or bulk IVR messages. We cannot use WhatsApp for a marketing and promotion purpose. So if you have a list of beneficiaries or stakeholders, you cannot just send them a bulk promotional message. But WhatsApp, what it allows you is to engage your users or beneficiaries to ask for certain services. So, example, if you are running a vocational training program and you want your students to do inquiry about course enrollment, or you want them to they want to know, okay, what is the nearest training center, or I'm interested in, I want to, let's say, do career counseling. So yes, your customer, or in this case beneficiaries, want to avail certain services. So it is like more demand, on demand. So the demand has to be generated from the customer side, and the chatbot provide that services. So that is the way WhatsApp works. Some of the So we have tried to put down WhatsApp into 5 broad categories. So one is that you can use it, WhatsApp based chatbot, as a menu based content delivery. So you can have a like IVR, like you have, when you call an IVR number, you have this press 1 for this, press 2 for this, press 3 for this. So similarly, you can also create similar menu based option on your chatbot also. We'll show you on a demo during the demo. So one is that you can design those menus, and then clicking on a menu or a sub menu. Similarly, like IVR, we listen to the audio recording. Here we can see the content. You can have images, video, PDF documents. So similarly, you can deliver the content. Similarly, FAQs can also be delivered through the IVR, through the chatbot. Third use case is you can use it for your help desk. So for example, we are working with a non-profit, and then their use case is that they have staff of 100 people, and a lot of time the laptop gets wants to be repaired, broken. There are a lot of grievances. So as or a help desk. So you can also use somewhere chatbot for your help desk need also, if it's a large, mid to large scale use case. You can also use chatbot as a short survey, not for a lengthy survey, but maybe 3-4 questions if you want to know. Ask your beneficiary, you can use it. And the last use case is that you can integrate chatbot with your own existing IT system. For example, I always take this example. Let's say on a flight, if you want to, let's say if Indigo has a chatbot, Indigo Airlines, so you will enter your PNR number and the Indigo will fetch you the details of the flight. So similarly, you can, so it talks to the Indigo database or Indigo IT system, and it fetches you the details of the flight. Similarly, you can make your chatbot talk to your existing IT system or a CRM system. Uh, There are certain features to the chatbot. Maybe I'll come later, but the best advantage of having WhatsApp is that it is a free system. It works on both Android and iOS. We don't have to worry about the upgrades and maintenance because it's built on WhatsApp. It has a geotagging feature also. It supports all the kind of multimedia content like images, video, audio, PDF. Another important advantage, it supports multiple languages. So these are some of the key advantages of the WhatsApp chatbot. One thing जो WhatsApp does not allow is that it does not support group messaging. So you cannot, like personally how we use WhatsApp, we create groups and then we broadcast a message and it goes to all the members. WhatsApp does not allow this. It supports one-to-one conversation. So I would say two limitations. So one is you cannot use it as a marketing channel, wherein you can't push any other promotional messages to them, and the other is that you cannot have a group-based conversation with them. Till now, and in future WhatsApp change their policies, so that is another case. I'll take a pause here, maybe if for people to ask if there are any questions regarding to WhatsApp chatbot as a platform, what it has to offer, and what it is not allowed. If there are any questions, I mean, we can take, or we can either move on and I can share the other things.
Hello.
Yeah.
Yes, yes, Vijay. We are in the skill development sector actually.
Yes.
So how does it is useful this platform? Could you please?
Okay. So that is something my next slide talks about.
No problem. Please go ahead.
Okay. Any other question on the WhatsApp chatbot as a platform?
Yeah, everything's fine, sir. Please continue.
Oh. So see, Dhwani has been working in the skill development space, I think, for the last 5 years only. And we are working with, for example, Tech Mahindra Foundation, Reliance Foundation, Seva, Bright Future, McKinsey Social Initiative. So that's how the today's discussion is also focused about on the skill development more. And so in my understanding, this is the whole skill development life cycle, but maybe if someone is not from in the today's session, someone is from an education sector also or somewhere other, but more or less it will give you a perspective. So how does the skill development sector works is there is a mobilization and phase wherein students are mobilized, they are maybe an admission test is involved, who first is select a student, then there is a participant enrollment, so batches are created, participant details are captured, and then they enroll them into a batch. Then there's a training phase in which the students undergo for a 3-month course, and in between there's a dropout sometime happens. The attendance has to be captured, on the job training is there, and at the end assessment is there. Then last is the certification, internship and placement phase. So once the student pass on the assessments, the attendance is, let's say, above a certain number, then they are eligible for placement. There is a certificate which is issued to the students, and they are being placed for full-time placement or internship placement. And the last phase is the post-placement support. How, in my understanding, skill development sector works is that there is a funder. It could be an NSDC or it could be something like Tech Mahindra Foundation or Reliance Foundation. There are these NGO partners who run vocational training programs on behalf of the funder, and they have multiple centers, and in each center there is a center manager who manage the entire center operations, and his responsibility is to do mobilization, training, placement, and post placement support. Uh, and these are the different kind of users, the data set which we have, generally the center, staff, courses, job roles, employers, candidate, batches, master trainers, and location. So this is the entire skill development life cycle. What happens is that there are two aspects. So one is that basis also our discussion with the multiple from a funder perspective, that funder are interested to know that uh, they don't have direct engagement with the students once they have graduated from the centers. So generally there is a need for, once a student has graduated, so then they want to know whether he's still continuing in the job or not, whether he's happy for in the job or not. So there's a lot of follow-up which has to be taken. And see, when the student is within the program of the vocational course, it is easy for you to, let's say, give them a mobile app, let's say your own mobile app, and then ask them to download it and access certain course related details. But once a student has graduated, he does not have any incentive to uh, give you any information. So how do you engage with your beneficiaries, potential beneficiaries, before the admission process, and then once they have graduated from your course, then how do you increase engagement with them? So there WhatsApp chatbot is useful, because generally students have WhatsApp installed, and you don't need them to convince them to download a new app, and you can give them different kind of services through the chatbot. I will cover now the different use cases. So chatbot, what I've tried to tell here is that these are the 5 stakeholders, and for each of the stakeholder, there is a use case for chatbot. So one is the aspirant, center manager, course participant, NGO, and the funder. And these are the, so I'll probably come later in the what are the use cases, but aspirant might be interested to know that okay, I want to admission related queries, let's say, or career counseling. Center manager, for them, because as part of the donor mandate, they have to do close placement follow up, whether they're still in the job or not, so placement verification purpose. So for them also, center managers also, chatbot is relevant. For course participant, during the course also, if you don't have your mobile app, let's say, or a learning management system, you can use WhatsApp chatbot to deliver your training content. For the NGO head, yes, it is very much important, because you don't want to invest in a custom application, and there are certain things you want to increase your enrollment. So for an NGO perspective, it is important, and from a funder perspective, it is also important. So, and some of the use cases are for lead generation, admission queries, training content delivery, career counseling, and post placement follow. Uh, I'll cover now when I say lead generation. So these are some of the use cases of lead generation. After this, I think 1 or 2 present slides, I'll show the demo also. We have created a demo of some of these use cases on our chatbot. So I have Prerak along with me. Prerak, meanwhile, if you can just get your mobile phone ready, and we can share our screen, mobile screen, and share how does the chatbot works there. But just to talk about from a perspective, that when we say lead generation, so you can use it for like 3 use cases. So one is that if student is interested, so you can capture their basic details. Second is that FAQs you can pass on. You can also uh, you can also ask the students to provide their geolocation, and then you can return that student back with the list of students which have already enrolled or have already graduated from that center or from that institute, I would say. And if there's something they want to check, call them or check with them, so they can do that. So geolocation based services we can do. Second use case is on the admission queries. So within admission queries, you can give them that list of courses offered by the institute, or if a student says that okay, I'm interested in this, what is the course which are there, or if I want to know salary wise courses. So I want to know, okay, between 10 to 15,000, which are the courses, between above 15,000, which are the courses, or qualification wise courses, or duration wise courses. So you can like think from a different cuts perspective, and then you can provide these information to the students. Another is that you can use chatbot for training content delivery, and it could be either your monthly lesson plan or chapter-wise multimedia content, your PDF, videos, documents. So maybe you can hand over certain documents in the physical format, but something like videos, images, you cannot hand it over. So you can deliver those content to chatbot. And we can also do certain basic assessments also through chatbot. So we can create like a Google form and put a test in that and share the Google form link over WhatsApp and ask the students to take the assessment. So that's way we can also cover some of the assessments also. Then the career counseling part, it has a lot of use cases like you can have salary wise job listing or suggestion for nearest jobs based on the geolocation. So maybe if a student has graduated from your program and now he is looking for alternative job, he's not happy and he's looking for job, so he can provide his current location. And if you have an employer job database, so based on the location, the chatbot can return him the list of job openings in according to his location. Part-time, full-time job categories, FAQs for the job application process, resume samples. So you can also put certain templates of your CVs and then make it accessible to the students. Video demo of the interview process, audio video recording of job roles, post-placement job satisfaction survey. So actually this is part of the post-placement. So post-placement has two components. So one is the follow. So we can after the student have graduated, there's often the problem or the difficulty faced by the center managers is that sometimes they change, they after they leave the or after they complete the training, they don't get in touch. So it's difficult to reach out to them. So how do I do follow up with them, asking about their retention and employer feedback? And sometimes I also need to reach to the student to do an impact assessment because this is mandated by the donor. And to do that, to convince them or to keep them motivated, the students to use this chatbot, these are the different services which has to be offered by the vocational training provider, so that students are hooked or they are interested to come to this chatbot again and again, and they provide these details like impact assessment or a retention details. And these are the, will show the dashboard also, but let's say once you have so some of the analytics can also be generated from the chatbot. So let's say this is, if I'm trying to know from a mobilization perspective, I'm trying to ask the name, age and gender of the students, so I can create these dashboards also from the data, leads data. So this chatbot is also integrated with the dashboard. We'll show you during the demo purpose. Another dashboard is that you can see once the students start using it, so you see who is using the chatbot, the name, the phone number, the language, what did he do, which button he clicked, which kind of, but let's say if you are offering 5 services, so you can also see that, okay, people are more interested in placement support than career counseling. So you can generate those kind of analytics from the chatbot. And you can also see where your beneficiaries are coming from, because we are also capturing the geolocation somewhere. So basis that we can generate this map-based dashboard. Yeah, any question on this, or we will move to the demo? No, okay. Prerak, can we, should I stop sharing my screen and you will share that, your screen?
Yes, ma'am. I'm presenting my screen.
Yeah, so Prerak, can you go back एक बार? Can you just like open WhatsApp and then show that? So we are not showing you that what there's a process of creating your chatbot. So you have to get your mobile phone number and other, you have to get your WhatsApp verification. So there is a registration process involved. But let's say there's this Dhwani chatbot we have created for now, and once you open this, you see this that hey, yeah. So what you do is that you initiate a chatbot by typing a keyword, which is like say ABC chatbot number, which you, so if let's say if I am a student, I have to save a one and I have to save that contact on my phone, and then I have to initiate a chatbot. I have to go and type a keyword. Here I have chosen ABC Institute, but it could be, let's say, your organization name, let's say TMF or RF chatbot. So you have to do that. Once a student does this, so this is a student facing site, and once you does this, so there is a, you see this image. Prerak, ek baar just go up thoda. So once you trigger this chatbot, this content comes. There's an image and say ABC Institute believes in. So you talk about your organization background. Okay, what organization we are representing, what we do, and we provide retail courses. What is our focus area? So ABC Institute believes in adolescent girls, and we have 40 centers. We have trained 5,000 girls and placed 3,000 girls across 10 job roles. and then you see that, okay, choose from the desired option. So there we have for this purpose, today's demo, we have created 7 use cases. So first is the register a student. So second is check for the available courses. Third is check courses for which student is eligible. Fourth is placement company list. Fifth is just one. Okay. Fifth, Prerak, I think this in between your screen, this is coming, this pin to screen. Can you just maybe move it to the right? This pin screen is coming. This. Or is it? No. You can share it again, Prerak. Maybe it is mine. Yeah. Prerak, you can share the screen again. Okay. So yeah, Prerak, if you can go down. So we'll go one by one, and let's say press type 1, Prerak. Maybe you can move up. Type 1. So once I do that, I have opted for register a student. So then it automatically said, please enter the student details. Please tell your name. And as you enter, so it will ask you more questions like, please enter your age, last education completed, press 1 for 12th, press 2 for graduate. So these are the something we call it as a flow. So you have to design this flow basically and options. So what Chatbot does not allow it, you can't have like a drop down in the way. You have to type only, like 1, 2, 3. You cannot have, let's say, you cannot click on male and female like we do it on a mobile app. And we can also ask the user to attach a photo also, and it works like your normal photo sharing, that you can either pick from a gallery or you can take an image. And we are also asking user now to share their location, right? And yeah, please provide your address. So we are providing, the student is, let's say, providing that. So it is like a, more from a lead generation perspective. And what is your marital status? So the questions you can change, the options you can change. It is, you can create, you can design this. Please provide your Aadhaar number. We have not put Aadhaar number validation, so currently any 12-digit number should work. And it says, thank you for registering with us, Prerak. So you see that if the name is Prerak, so the Prerak is a dynamic word, and someone from our team will reach out to you, and then he can press 8 to go to the main menu and press 0 to end conversation. Prerak, you can select 8 now. Yeah. And it will again take me back to the main thing. Prerak, we can show maybe the courses one. The 4th or maybe the 5th one. Yeah, check available courses. So I say, so this is something, let's say if I'm a vocational training provider and I have multiple centers. So this is built from a perspective of a skill training NGO who has multiple centers within a city or across cities. So let's say I choose, so let's say if it's a Delhi based NGO, assuming they have 4 centers. So I have to select a center, and then it is asking me, okay, which are the courses which are available in this center, and I can maybe choose one of that. You can maybe select, let's say, retail skills, and yeah. So you see this, once the person has chosen the retail skills as a course, then you see there's an image we can show just to give that perspective of what is a retail course about. And it talks about the course name, the start date, the duration, batch timing, what is the qualification, education qualification required, what is the selection process, course fees, placement support provided, yes, no, salary range. And then maybe you can also put in your contact details. If the student is interested, they can reach you on this number. And whatever details we are asking from the student, that data can also be made available to you on an Excel sheet or a Google Drive. So we can, let's say from this chatbot, we can extract the leads and then pass it to the mobilizer or telecaller who can now call these students. Okay, the next use case is, we can go to the fourth one, placement company list. So yeah, so it says that, okay, if I am interested to get, so this is a post, so if a student is looking for a job, so this is for a placement support use case. So I choose that I am looking for a job, and then it asks me from which city you are in. So I say, let's say New Delhi, and we give them the company options, let's say Reliance Retail, Flipkart, and maybe you can choose one, let's say, or Flipkart, anyone. Prerak? Yes. So if I select one, so which is, let's say, with the Reliance Retail, so it is showing me there are two jobs which are available, job openings at Reliance Retail in Delhi. So one is for the sales executive, this is a salary range, and one is a retail executive, this is a salary range. And what is the location, what is the qualification. So this is useful when the students have graduated and then they are looking for a job change, or they are looking for, let's say if your organization don't provide training but they only provide placement support. So that is something you can also use it only for placement support services. Prithvi, can we show the fifth use case, which is the course video? So again, if your organization or if your is providing these three training courses, so you can choose, let's say I'm interested in, let's say, which is mobile repair. So it will show you maybe a image and then which topic you want to understand. So let's say transfer of data or software platform. And if I choose, let's say, transfer of data, so a course can have multiple topics, and then for each of the topic, you can show content, which is your training content. It can be a photo or a video or a PDF. Can you click on maybe the video? So this is, we have embedded a YouTube video, and once you click on it, it will take you to the YouTube video here, and you can see the topic or you can learn the topic here. So it's like a normal YouTube video. So yeah, we can come back to that. You can go back to the main menu now. Yeah, we can now go to the sixth use case, find the nearest training center. So here it is something like if we are asking student that to provide your geolocation, and then we are returning him back the list of training centers in his vicinity. So let's say if the student says, I'm from Mumbai, and I think we'll ask them, yeah. And either we can ask him directly his geolocation, or we can ask him to provide another area, sub area nearby, let's say Andheri if he gives. So here now we are showing him the training center address, the mobile number of the supervisor, and the central head office contact details. Yeah, can we go back to the main menu now? And I think we can now show the last use case, which is the view training lessons. let's say I selected computer training. So it has like different topics like PowerPoint, Excel. I choose PowerPoint or Excel, let's say. So it returned me a link to the topic. It's a PDF file which has been uploaded on the Google. It can be a PDF, it can be a presentation. So this has been uploaded on the Google Drive, and the same link is there here, which has been put up here. Yeah, we can now I think come back to the main page. Currently it is in English, but the same we can also add a feature so that the user can change the language. So they can see the same thing but in Hindi, Marathi. So the chatbot supports I think couple of regional languages, and they can access these services through that also. Yeah. So I'll take a pause here, and I think we can have questions now.
Can we customize application as per our center?
Yes, we can customize.
Thank you.
But what kind of customization is also important?
Like you said some courses are there, no? Like at
Right.
our center, we design some other courses and the nearest center and tier centers and all these things.
Right. Yes, we can change the course list, the options which are coming that we can customize.
Right, thank you.
Hi Sunandan, this is Raj Gilda here. Nice to hear your presentation here.
Hi Raj.
Hi. A quick this thing. So basically, it starts with that I share the number with the student, right? That this is what you save in your mobile and
Yes.
say something. So it will be initiated by them, right? And that is where the whole thing begins. In that. So whatever interactions are being there, so they are being recorded, and I can have a customized reports and whatever one needs, right? On that?
Yes.
In terms of the answers given and the data given and other things in terms of name and registration and all the otherwise, right? In this.
Yes.
And the YouTube, I saw, because, that's a major sort of content provider, right? YouTube in that sense. So are we able to bring it in the system, the content, or one has to go to the YouTube site, for that?
So there are two options. So one is that you can directly put a YouTube link, or other is that you can upload your own videos on a Google Drive and put that here in the chatbot.
In that, okay, good. And my last this thing would be that, of course, everything starts and ends with money, right? In this. So how does the costing works, right? In this particular, especially the variable part, the one-time development and all that is fine, but in terms of because there's so many back and forth happening, so if you can, whenever appropriate, if you can share that part, that would be great.
Sure. So these are I think rightly put, there are variable pricing is there. So per each message, there is a cost. I think 7-8 paisa is there, and the cost is different for normal text message and or image. So we'll share that costing formula.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Sunandan, hi, this is Deepika.
Yeah, you can also tell your organization name so that we build the perspective.
Okay, I am from Lender Hand India. I work with Raj actually. So I also have a question. I'm not sure. I'm sure you may have covered it, but I'm asking it again. So you are sharing the way you shared about using the chatbot by students. And there is a dashboard where we can see who all are using the chatbot, who all are interacting over it. Is it also possible to track the user journey using that dashboard? As in what all information he's trying to search and that way?
So it is possible to track a session. So student joined at 12 p.m. Then he clicked on this button. Then he did this. So that details are captured in the backend.
Okay. Thank you.
this side Tanvi from Quest Alliance. So would like to know any experience of using this chatbot for alumni engagement or parents engagement.
So see, from the skilling perspective, maybe Abhishek can answer this question. So maybe the kind of organizations which have been using the chatbot. Abhishek?
Yeah. Could you elaborate a little bit more, Tanvi, on your use case? Just a little bit more.
So I'm curious to understand how this platform we can use in the skilling industry for alumni engagement and parents engagement. This sort of engagement, this sort of discussions we use largely the present we have shown it's more people registering themselves or enrolling for different courses.
Okay.
But any experience of using it when engagement or parents engagement?
So Tanvi, like this is one use case that Sunandan covered, and through this we also would like to say that you can use WhatsApp platform for or a Glific platform for various other use cases. This is just how a conversation will be built. So in that case, you can apply this, and I'll try to answer you generically, and then go deeper into it. That you can apply it in various domains, like if your programs are in healthcare, education, skill development, legal, all of these you can, and if you want to have those engagements and share content, information, and have these back and forth conversation with users, you can do that. Now, for your program as well, all you need to think of is, what is the frequency of conversations that you need to have? Is it daily? Is it weekly? Twice or thrice in a week, or so what is the frequency? How many people you want to target, and what is that ideal conversation that you want to have with them, right? What are some of the questions that you want to ask? Some messages that you want to send. So if you have that use case, you can easily plan for these automated and manual conversations over Glyphic. So I try to Sananda, go ahead.
Yeah, I think just to be very specific, see, in the skilling domain, I think there's no active use case till now, and this is something we are trying to do now first time, from a Glyphic perspective. What we have done, I mean, for the today's demo, we have, based on Dhwani's learning in the skill development domain, we have tried to create different POCs, I mean, which we have shown, and we are looking for partners who try this, or maybe I would say, customize this Glific chatbot for their particular use case,
Right.
and we can work on those use cases together.
Right, and then I mean, if you ask for your thing, we also have Parag. Are you around in the call? Maybe you can share a little bit about your education program, how you're doing it at me, if you're around. If not, then so what we are also doing, since you're from Quest, Tanvi, we've also connected the Quest team with Meet and Medha folks to understand how you can learn from them what programs or how you can build programs on WhatsApp. Does that help?
Sure. And who you are in touch with Quest Alliance?
Yes.
May I know who you are in touch with that we can
okay.
take this discussion?
Yeah, sure. On. Yeah, we are interacting with Rishi, Prem, and Nikhil. So, and we can continue.
Nikhil Patel. Okay, Rishi.
Right.
Oh, awesome. Great. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. Any other questions?
I think I'll just answer Raj Singh.
Sure.
Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah. So Raj, so the thing is, so this what we have done is, so the data which is being generated from the chatbot, we have integrated with Google Data Studio here.
Okay.
So just showing you some of the different reports dashboard which are being generated. So like number of active contacts per day, or number of messages exchanged per day.
Okay.
Or hourly, if you want to see the same thing, number of active contacts. So one is that, I think what sessions what we're saying. So this will come here, the different sessions which are going on, the session engagement.
Gotcha. Yeah.
Time spent by users, frequency of interactions. So certain analytics are available out of the box, and more can be done basis.
Yeah. Okay, got it.
Yeah, and this is
Great.
completely customizable because we're integrating BigQuery with the platform, and you can collect any other data fields and data points respective to your program, and generate those reports.
Okay.
Hey,
So
so
what we are essentially doing is that we are checking that which user clicked on which menu item how many times.
Mm-hmm.
So what is the most watched content? What is the least watched
Right.
content? What is the most availed service support? So those can be tracked.
so then there's one more.
And even,
Yeah.
and I'm sure, Sunandan, people must be giving wrong answers as well, right? Like, I mean, which is not part of the menu and otherwise
Right,
too.
right. So then the chatbot says that, okay, please, we only can you, this is a wrong answer. We only, can you choose between 1, 2, 3 only?
Mhm.
Yeah, Raj. So for this one, like if you run the program or responses in specific format, like one for so and two for so on and like that, then we have ways to control it. Like you didn't select from one of the above options, but if it's very subjective, like you're asking for name, and if they make
Yeah.
errors there, then we can't really do anything about it. Like that's
Yeah, yeah.
okay. So then there's one more question in the chat. Is it possible to have group interaction using chatbot? Use
No,
cases orientation of okay, students or trainers.
no.
Right. So
It is 1 to 1. And Prerna, can you show, I'll stop sharing, can you show the web interface also, just so that people can see how, because this is, we have only shown the mobile app side, but the web also we can show.
Okay, so now I'm presenting my screen.
okay. Meanwhile, just
So
quickly on
Sunandan,
this.
as the web interface is coming up, quick question. I was looking at the pricing. It says 1 to 10 users and 1 to 15 users. So users mean the people who are responding as well, right? I mean, so suppose I have 100 students who are responding. So all the 100 will become the users in this case?
No, Raj. So this one is you're referring to for higher volume for SaaS platform, right? 1 to 10 users.
I'm just looking at the pricing.
Right, right.
And it says that, 1 to 10 users and 1 to 15 users.
So that's your
What
NGO
is
stuff.
the use?
So
No, I know, but what does a user mean? Is that the student who is responding?
no,
what
that's
it
your
is?
NGO staff. So
Oh, okay, okay.
yeah, yeah.
Oh, got it. So there is no limit on how many students are responding.
No. I mean, there is actually per message. So up to 25 to 50K messages, there's one rate, and after that, there's another because,
Ah.
yeah, with volumes, the server,
Yeah. No, that I got it.
Okay.
I think the question was more on the user definition of users, right? So
Sure.
basically, you're saying how many how many accounts we can have on the NGO side, but otherwise the entire pricing is driven by the number of messages, right? As
Right.
describing the. Thank you.
Okay. Any other questions on the? Just quickly on the web view. So what is happening is, so anyone who is the user, let's say a student who is interacting, you can go to the dashboard, the flow chatbot, not the sorry, the dashboard. Yeah. So if any interaction is going on by the user, so I can see here on this menu. And on the right hand side, I can see my users. I mean, the students who are currently interacting on my chatbot. And I can see what did they type, what button, what menu option they selected. And it when I say help desk, so that was coming here because there's a player can go to type message. So if a user wants to connect with the person for support, so I can type here message and then the user sees on the chatbot. So I can also in that way use it as a help desk. And I also see on the top right what are the unread messages, what are the messages which have been not been replied. So there it's this is useful when you are doing those kind of support and help desk kind of services. This is useful. But if it's an automated messages, it is okay because these are the interaction which student is automatically doing with the chatbot. And there is a flow builder. Where can you go to the flow builder? So like a Google form builder, it has a chatbot flow builder. Where can you go to maybe the one of the flow? How does it look like? ABC Institute or course. Go to any of the. Click on the preview or no, not preview. Sorry, go up. So this is something like a welcome message you see on the for this uh, so so you can design so coding involved. So it's like a person who can design a Google form can also configure their own chat flow.
Okay, and hey Sunandan, we have like 4 minutes to wind up, just to respect everybody's time. Um,
So hello,
yeah,
Yes, Ananda.
Sridhar,
Yes.
you can go to the chat section. Can you go to the chat main homepage? Okay. Yeah, and then
Hello, Sunanda.
he dropped out. Let's wait for him to come back.
Might be some network issue.
hello.
So,
Yeah, hi.
Yes,
Is my
Ananda.
voice audible?
Yes.
Yeah. Is my voice audible? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Any other questions? Okay. Raj. Sorry, you were saying something.
Now, Sunandan, there are two prices. I'm sorry, I'm going back to the commercial here. There are two lists which are shared, right? One is Glific and other is Tides. So maybe I'll catch up with offline,
Yes.
about it. Which one is applicable?
Sure.
Okay, great, thanks.
And there is a staff module, Raj. So let's say if you have, let's say as an organization, you have working in 5 cities, and then this help desk, each city has a city support person. So you can
Okay.
create staff members, and then you can assign them certain geographies. So if a
Okay.
student send a query from, let's say, Delhi, so this will go to the Delhi staff. So you can
Okay.
create staff level login IDs into this portal. Maybe city managers or district managers or state managers.
Okay, got it. Thanks.
Uh,
And I'm asking,
it
this
is for
software I use,
NGOs,
right?
it is for CSR, it is for a funder. So anyone can use this software.
So what is the next procedure? Are you providing software or what? How can
So
we
this
use?
is, so as a next step, what is that? If you are interested, we'll send you a contact detail, and the team will help you to. There's a cost attached, and team will help you to deploy this software on your account.
Okay, appreciate it.
Yes. Okay. Any other question or any other use case, if it is not covered, you want to understand? Let's say I think there was one question on alumni engagement, or like any other use case which you want to ask that whether it is possible or not.
So Sunandan, I mean, another thing can be the reporting back from the student, right, about the training. Suppose they are doing internship somewhere, and they reporting back with a picture, or they reporting back with anything else. That can be feasible as well, right? With this one.
Yes. Yes, because we are
They can
capturing
actually-
because we are capturing the lead details. We're asking name, age, and gender. So you can also ask the photograph also. So you can create a
In
small
that.
use case.
Okay. And very fact that they are sending you or they are sending us a message, that is like opting into it, right? I mean, from the privacy point of view and all that, I'm just asking from the data, this perspective. So because they are initiating, that will amount to they giving consent for this communication, right? That?
Yes.
Okay.
There are two things, Rajesh. So one is a one-time opt-in they have to do. Once they have opted in on the chatbot, now let's say they have started engaging with you also. Let's say they have clicked on I want to check for the available course. So then there is a 24 or 48-hour window. I don't know the exact, but within that window, you can send them any message back. You can do, let's say, hi, any custom message, you can send it back. But if the user does not respond within 48 hours, let's say, then you cannot send any custom message.
It's a
Okay,
24-hour
got it.
window, Sunandan.
It is 24-hour.
Okay, yeah, thanks.
Sunandan, question: do you people provide support in crafting these messages and flow the discussion?
Yes. So we will help you in designing the flow or seeing that what is the right way to design the flow and ask the questions.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Okay, I think it's time, Sunandan. We can take any other questions, something that people want to ask. They can reach out to us. Yeah.
Yes, they can reach out. I think we'll maybe after this call we'll send you the contact details, and if there's anything you can reach out to us.
Yeah.
Or for the next demo, is there any feedback, any quick thing you want us to cover? Let's say today we only covered the skill development perspective, but anything you want would be useful from a next demo perspective, webinar perspective.
So I think what was suggested from the alumni tracking and all that, right? Because that seems to be the holy grail of skill development, in this whole thing. That would be great to have, in that.
Okay.